Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. For many people, zucchini probably is the most welcome summer vegetables. They are highly prolific, and they grow abundantly in most people's vegetable gardens. The best zucchini size that you want to pick is when they are relatively small. That's when the texture as well as the flavor is the best. In this case, you want to pick a zucchini about the size that as I have shown here. And the best way to cut a zucchini is to cut them into bite size. But you want to cut them into irregular size because that will make the dish more interesting. Now, zucchini is great for stir frying, which I will show you in this video. It is so simple, and you can actually able to stir fry zucchini in many different capacities with different type of food ingredients. And zucchini has a really fairly good shelf life. Not the best, but it's not bad. You can store zucchinis in the refrigerator after you cut them for about 7 days to maybe as long as 10 days. If you do advanced prepping for chicken, I would like to ask you to get out some of your frozen chicken because you and I can't put together 8 zucchini chicken stir fry in matter of minutes. Now, advanced prepping is really advantageous. In this case, advanced prepping for chicken allow you to have chicken anytime you want. Because the way how you freeze the chicken, you can thaw it out in about 10 minutes. This makes it really convenient. Now, one of the best ways to cook chicken, which I strongly recommend, is using a shallow frying method. In this method, I first coat the chicken that has been thawed out with my basic seasoning mix. This will enhance the umami flavor of the chicken. And then I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of sugar. The sugar plays an important role. It causes caramelization on the surface of chicken and make it taste better. And then I'm going to coat the chicken with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And the purpose of this is that you will create a very light breading on the surface of the chicken. Because with this light breading, you can actually fry the chicken using a method known as shallow frying. This method will allow you to create chicken taste almost like they have been undergo deep fry. I'm going to cook this dish with my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. Now, I have actually cooked another dish in this wok. And when you time your cooking appropriately, you can cook multiple dishes without having to wash the wok. Now, one nice thing about this wok is that it has a relatively large flat surface area. It's about 7.5 inches across, which almost like a small frying pan. And of course, the advantage of that is that you can spread out the chicken on the surface. You can spread it out into a single layer. Now, the idea of this is that you're going to fry the chicken on one side. And this is what is the purpose of shallow frying. You do not need a lot of cooking oil. And when you have a wok like this, it gives you the flexibility of doing this kind of cooking. When you have a round bottom wok, you will not be able to do that. And so this is the reason I really think a wok with a large flat surface area is really provide additional functionality that other type of wok does not have. A shallow frying has many advantages, and one of the biggest advantages is that because of the breading with the cornstarch, it creates a crispy surface. And most of us like food that are crispy and crunchy, and shallow frying will allow you to achieve this goal. But then this shallow frying method has another great advantage. Is by coating the surface of the chicken with a small amount of sugar as well as with the basic seasoning mix. Now, the sugar has a distinct property is that at certain temperature the sugar will caramelize, and this will create flavor that is unique when you find in grilling. And on top of that, the basic seasoning mix, which contains onion flakes. And the onion flakes will be also char and create great flavor. So as you can see when I turn the chicken over, you can clearly see the evidence of what happened after you do the shallow frying. Now, this method might take an extra couple minutes for the stir frying. If you stir fry the chicken directly, it actually cooks faster. But on the other hand, it provides better flavor. Another importance of coating the chicken with cornstarch is that the cornstarch is basically will shield the chicken from the heat. The end result is that the chicken actually will have a more tender and moist texture. And this makes the chicken more tasty, and they are less stringy if you just fry them directly. Okay, now we are ready to cook the zucchinis. I add the zucchini directly to the wok. Now this zucchini has not been cooked, has not been blanched. They are just raw zucchini. And the question you might ask is that, will the zucchini be cooked in a texture, or will it cook to the doneness that I want? And my answer is yes, because when I add the zucchini, the chicken is about, I would say, maybe 80% done. And because zucchini takes much faster time to cook. So by the time when the chicken is completely done, at least to the texture that I want, the zucchini will be just cooked right. Now, this method is frequently known as sequential stir frying. You take whatever ingredients that you want to cook longer time, and you start it earlier. It's as simple as that. And the ingredients that to take shorter time to cook, you add it later. And so basically you adjust the time, and so that everything, when they cook together, they will cook to the same doneness that you would like. And of course, nobody wants to have chicken that is overcooked, because that would be tough. And also, nobody wants to have zucchini that's overcooked, because you want the zucchini to be relatively, have that freshness, have that a touch of crunchiness to it. And nobody will like zucchini that's too soft. So using this method, it's really an effective method that allow you to time the amount of time to cook each of those ingredients appropriately. So when it's all done, you are able to achieve perfect texture of all the ingredients. Okay, next is to season the dish. Now, first I'll say I love convenience and I love efficiency. I want to be able to season it the way how I want it, with the simplest approach. And the approach that I really like is to use oyster sauce. So for seasoning this dish, I'm going to use about 1.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Our oyster sauce is a perfect sauce for this dish because zucchini has a relatively bland flavor, and oyster sauce will enhance the flavor of the zucchini with its umami flavor. Okay, now the oyster sauce already contains cornstarch. Here you notice that I'm going to have a light sauce. However, I'm going to create a thicker sauce because I'm going to use it and to create a lo mein. So I'm going to use a cornstarch water suspension to create this sauce. Now, cornstarch water suspension is an excellent way to create a gravy-like sauce. And when you first add to it, it might appear to be too thick. And again, you have a lot of flexibilities. You can add water. I use hot water here. Actually, I've turned down the heat. And I was able to thin out the sauce. I can keep adding more water to create the texture that exactly how I like it. Now, this is important because I'm going to use this dish for the lo mein. And having a gravy-like sauce, it will allow me to actually cover the noodles with the sauce and make them taste better. Now, after you add the cornstarch water suspension, you might dilute the flavor. So you want to taste it to make sure this is the flavor that you are looking for. And as you have seen, I had added a little bit more oyster sauce to enhance its flavor. So, okay, now I'm ready to add this to some spaghetti noodles that I already have prepped in my advanced prepping. Now, spaghetti noodles is very versatile. It not only can be used for making the spaghetti meal, but it also can be used in many other type of noodle dishes, including in the Chinese and Asian dishes. I usually boil about 2 pounds of spaghettis, and I use my Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok, and this turned out to be a perfect utensil for boiling spaghetti noodles. and then I store them in plastic containers. And usually it's about 3 cups and just about right for 2 persons for the lo mein dish. Now, create a lo mein dish is really simple. What I hear is that I have about 2.5 to 3 cups of spaghetti pasta noodles. And the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to season it with a little bit of wok with tak basic seasoning mix. This will provide some umami flavor to the noodles. And then I add just a touch of soy sauce. And what I'm doing is that I'm adding flavor to the noodles, so it will make the lo mein more interesting. And then I just add a touch of oyster sauce. You can skip all of this step that you would like to. This is a demonstration that I show you how you can turn this cold noodles, in fact, into something that it can actually stand alone on its own. But you can also add other food ingredients on top of that. And this is followed by adding some scallion, which I already have in my advanced prepping. So as you can see that you can have a lot of flexibilities. And if you want to enhance it further, like I did here, I add some spicy sesame oil. And when I mix everything together, I have a lo mein. What I did is that I prepped this in advance before I start to cook the chicken and zucchini stir fry. And next is that I add the chicken and zucchini stir fry right over the noodles. In many ways, you can see that it's almost like a spaghetti meal, except the flavor is different. And in many ways, if you consider the spaghetti pasta noodles is only for Italian food, then you might want to call it a fusion dish. But in reality, this is just another way for you to make better use of the spaghetti pasta noodles that you have on hand. You can use it for multiple purposes, and if you have them prepped them in advance, it will be available to you anytime that you want. So you can see how simple this lo mein dish is. All you have to do is to have some zucchini and have some chicken. And if you do advanced prepping for chicken, the chicken will be ready for you to use. And if you have some noodle on hand, the noodles is ready for you to make it into a lo mein. Okay, I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. If you'd like to learn more about this fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.